Shalom. Kol Haloyim Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rachak Wadash and Shanya Kabad Kadwala Requab Zaquanyam Nawa Wa Shalayakim Nawa. That's the belongers to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom Wabarakim Labakaryam Shalayasharala. That's peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. As you can see, I typed in on Google just the word earthquake because obviously I knew what would pop up. And I'm sure everybody and their mama has heard about this earthquake that happened in Turkey Turkey, Syria. It was 7.5, 7.8, something great like that. But anyway, not to jump the gun, just wanted to preempt the video by showing this. But we're going to talk about basically, or really, I'll pose a question. And this question is being posed for not the believers out there, because we already know what it is. We know what's up. This is really for those that are kind of on the fence, not too sure about this faith of ours, not too sure about this ministry, and are kind of going back and forth. Well, you have to ask yourself this question. As you can see, this video is titled, "What other book is speaking like the Bible?" Or you can replace book with the word religion. Sure, just go ahead and do it. You can replace it with philosophy. Basically, what other book, religion, philosophy, is speaking the way the Bible is speaking? What other book can we go into and say, hey, they talked about these things, they were written thousands of years ago, and we see it being played out today? That's what we mean by the word speaking, right? Things are happening. And you'll come to realize that only the Bible is speaking right now. Only the Bible is, I'll word it by saying, the Bible is the only living book. That's it. And this should boost your faith as we go along, because obviously it boosts ours. As we read, we compare the times, we're watching, and we see, the Bible talked about this. It was written and prophesied thousands of years ago, and it's actually playing out right now in these end days. That's how we know we're in the end days, right? So we're going to start here in the book of Isaiah 34, verse 16. It reads, "Seek ye out of the book of the Lord, and read. No one of these shall fail," meaning these prophecies or anything written. "No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate," meaning we don't go to another book or another religion or another philosophy in order to validate the Bible. If anything, the most that we do is we'll read the Bible and we'll go to another book and we'll say, hey, this book seems interesting. Let's see if it has any history that goes along with the Bible, that talks about what the Bible already says. As an example, a very popular book that we bring out is From Babylon to Timbuktu, written by Rudolph R. Windsor. He goes into the Roman persecution in 70 AD and how we, our forefathers, the Israelites, fled from Roman persecution and went throughout the different four corners of the earth, but specifically how there were many, and I believe it specifically says about like 1 million Jews, it says, that fled and went into the western banks of Africa. So we bring that out because it goes along with the scriptures. But the Bible talks about these things, right? And so what it's coming down to really is faith. Either you have that gift of faith or you don't, because I, other brothers, the apostles and elders, we can bring out all these things. But if that gift of faith isn't already sealed up in you, then it's going to mean nothing anyway. So it says, "No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. From my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them." So going back now, and as you can see, boom, huge earthquake. And as a matter of fact, this was updated 12 minutes ago by CNN, the latest on the deadly Turkey-Syria earthquake live updates from the New York Times, written 10 minutes ago. Turkey, Syria earthquake updates. Death toll passes 12,000 as desperation builds. And we're going to get it because the Bible talks about earthquakes happening in these end days. This is a sign that we're living in the end times. So you may ask, oh, well, earthquakes have been happening all throughout history. The difference is that all of the end time prophecies that were talked about and written thousands of years ago are all being played out today, all being played out right now. And we'll grab those precepts. But like I said before, I wanted to preempt this video by bringing out this earthquake because obviously it's relevant and we all know about it. I'm sure we can type in and do it yourself. I'm not going to do it because I've done it already. Type in World War III into Google and just hit the news up here top left and see what articles pop up, what they're saying, how relevant they are. A lot of it is propaganda, but it's still relevant because the Bible talks about rumors of wars. You should be up to date concerning the microchip, another end time prophecy that is most definitely being played out right now. Different diseases and illnesses. I'm wondering what pops up. I've actually never typed that word in. Disease. Just keeping it simple. Just seeing what pops up. 2 hours ago, how the U.S. can get ahead of a spreading disease caused by fungal spores. Let's see what else is here. U.S. Center for Disease Control to extend national wastewater surveillance system contract with blah, blah, blah. All these still relevant. 5 hours ago, 12 hours ago. Mpox, right, is simmering south of the border, threatening a resurgence. See? Let's just do what I said and hit the word news. 2 hours, 1 day, 36 minutes. A lot of things going on. Parts of northern NorCal, I'm assuming that's Northern California, now hotspots for disease-carrying ticks. Prophecy is just jumping off the page. So anyway, that's all I wanted to do with that. Trying to keep this video to a minimum. We'll grab 2 Ezra 9 verse 1. It says, "Now I will show you all these things in the scriptures. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself." And this is what we're commanded to do, to measure the time. How do we do that? Exactly like what we're doing right now. We read throughout the scriptures. We see what the Bible prophesies to be happening in the end days. And then we get articles on it. We see certain videos about it. We measure the pulse of the people. We see what people are talking about, how they're feeling. All these things are relevant to the end time prophecy. That's how you measure. You watch. Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before. So when you start seeing some of these things happening that were talked about in the Bible, verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So the Most High is visiting this world by these prophecies. These prophecies happening in the end days lets us know, okay, yeah, the Most High is close. We're living in the end. Verse 3, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. And I'm sure we could have typed in, let me think, what am I thinking of? Protests and other things like that. And it would have popped up some more relevant articles too. So therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So what other book is speaking the way the Bible is speaking? What other book is prophesying certain things or has things prophesied that will be happening the way they are today? Not one. Not one. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, just so we can get a little bit more. And start reading at verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, this is referring to Yahushua, the Messiah, his true name, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. So these are the signs. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. And you have that, a lot of false prophets. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And World War III is prophesied in the Bible. Revelation 11, verse 14. The second woe is past. That's World War II. So World War I and World War II have passed. And behold, the third woe cometh quickly. World War III is coming very quickly. That's why you have all these nations building up their nuclear might, nuclear missiles, all for World War III, in which Babylon the Great, talked about in the book of Revelation chapter 18, which is America, is prophesied to lose, to be fully destroyed. Now back to Matthew 24. We'll read again verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And you have these different nations speaking out against America, Babylon the Great. Tired of her wine, her philosophies that they drunk, that they thought were good at one point. You have different, tariffs being placed on different nations. And I'm thinking of another word too, sanctions, especially America putting sanctions on these different nations and making it hard for them to thrive and do business with other countries. All these things are happening, right? So that's kingdom against kingdom. And it says, there shall be famines and pestilences, diseases, right? COVID, monkeypox, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. And so we're going to keep it right there, keep it short. Don't want to make this too long. Just simply posing a question. What other book is speaking the way the Bible is speaking? Nothing. It's a rhetorical question. Like I said, posed for you that are kind of on the fence. But hopefully, Lord willing, this was edifying and it boosted your faith as it did mine. Call Halayim, which means all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.